I regret everything. What started as a simple challenge that I thought was gonna take 1 or 2 hours turned into something way more. I grinded for every GTA 5 stat, and even though that sounds simple enough, this was an absolute nightmare to do. So to start this off, we needed someone who looked fit for the challenge. And for that, I just clicked random until I got someone that I liked. Beautiful. Okay, so to set the rules for this challenge, one, I'm allowed to be at this high level. Now, I know it might be considered cheating to some people, but I don't give a fuck. This is my challenge. And the reason I'm at such a high level is because at level 20, you unlock a special mission, which will be vital for this challenge and in order for me to keep my sanity. Now, the second rule is I'm trying to get to I'm trying to get as close to 1 bar as I can on each stat because Rockstar makes it so you have to use all the skill points available and you can't leave it at 0. So with those 2 rules in set, we named our character Billy and we began. Go. Okay. So, first on the list, jobs. Play jobs. Rockstar created. Time to get away. So right here, what I did was boot up the mission Time to Get Away. This is why you needed to be level 20 in order to start this mission. Now, my thought process was to get the hard ones out of the way first. So I started with strength. And what makes Time to Get Away so good is you can go to the beach and there'll be a whole bunch of NPCs, and no matter how many kills, you won't get wanted at all. So I could just keep on going back and forth and knocking everyone out. Now, with strength, I really had no strat in mind. I just ran around and punched people not constantly, non-stop, until I hit 100. And this took about 2 hours. Now, did you see that? Did you see that right there? Did you see that huge mistake I did? So while I was recording this, it was the 4th of July, and I had family over. So I went to go eat dinner with my family, and I thought I hit the pause button on my timer, but I hit the stop. So it was a minor setback. When I came back, I was really mad at myself. But for what our final time is, we're just going to add 28 minutes and 9 seconds to it. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. If you guys have a problem with it, oh well, suck it up.
1 hour later.
Like, I thought this was going to be fun. A part of me thought I would enjoy this. Be like, oh yeah, maxing out every stats. That'd be so cool. Because the fact that I know I'm going to have to do this all again for stealth makes it 1,000 times worse. I have to basically do this twice for stealth. Yes, finally. I'm done. Finally, I'm done with strength. 100 strength. And a lot more to go. So after strength, I was very annoyed and I didn't want to go through another 2 hours just for stealth. So I wanted to make things interesting. So I went to flying, and the best way to upgrade flying was to a flight school. So I started doing that, and I'm not going to show much of the flight school because I'm going to save it for another video. It was fun and annoying all at once. Don't ask me how, but here's some little sneak peeks. Hold on, maybe. On my ass. He stumbled. He walked forward. He walked out of the lines. He walked out of the lines. He walked out of the lines. What am I supposed to do about that? Bronze. Ha. I missed the checkpoint. Somewhere. Please be somewhere nearby. Nah, fuck me. Fuck me. 27. 27. 27. I don't know how many left. Like 20 seconds left. But no. 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 There just has to be that surprise. Fucking. Oh my. Who is going to fucking care? So, after realizing the nightmare, the hell, and the pain that was, flight school only gave me 30% on flight. And it was about 3 hours in. I know I put the timer away. That was for the other video. But I was starting to go insane. I did not want to do this anymore. It was 4th of July. I was tired. It was starting to get late. And I thought this would take 3 hours. But I only had one complete and another one 30%. And I was 3 hours in. So I decided to toughen it out. So after suffering forever, I decided to go for stealth. Now, stealth honestly wasn't that bad. It went up pretty fast, so for stealth, you either can stealthily knock out people or walk around in the stealth mode. Knocking someone out moves up the percent by 1.5, which honestly was pretty good. But for me, just to do knockouts, I would need 123 knockouts. So I went into time to get away, and I did the same thing as strength. I walked around, went up to someone, knocked him out, and this one honestly didn't go so bad. Alright, finally, after passing the 4 hour mark, we are done with stealth. Holy shit. So one to check off the list. Next, while we're already here, just might as well full send, go for it. Let's do lung capacity next. Next on the list, lung capacity. So as you heard, after stealth, with getting 2 out of the way, I decided to go for lung capacity because I was already at the beach. Now for this, my plan was simple, just dive, go and resurface, dive and resurface. Now 1 minute underwater is 1%. So in total, I would need to be underwater for an hour and 40 minutes. Now this is where I think the huge carry of this video, South Park. I watched through 2 whole seasons, and this made the challenge so much easier, and I suffered less. All right, about 5 hours in, and lung capacity is finally done. 5 hours in, and we're done with lung capacity. Now, time to finish flying. So as you heard, after this, I wanted to do flying, but I completely scratched that idea and went for driving. Now, there are 3 ways to upgrade driving. Doing a wheelie, which I don't know how much percent that gives you. Being in the air while driving, which gives you 1%. I don't know for how long you have to be in the air. And doing a stunt jump gives you 2 to 3%. Now, I didn't want to go around just finding stunt jumps. I didn't know where all of them were at. I didn't want to look anything up. I just wanted to chill out because at this point my brain was just numb 5 hours in. So I did a wheelie, and I was doing wheelies, and I later just gave up on that because I didn't think it was going fast enough. So I found this little rock, and I was just hitting jumps and staying in the air. So about 6 hours in, and I was getting very bored and lazy, and I kept on jumping around. So right here, you'll see me go to shooting. I got driving up to 80% before I decided to go to shooting. Now, instead of just shooting cops and constantly getting the cops on you and dying, I decided to go to the shooting range because I heard that worked. Oh boy, was I wrong. So after being in the shooting range, I thought this wasn't working. So I went to the traditional method of just killing people in the streets. But after 20 minutes, I got really annoyed at constantly dying, having to get my want to level up, dying again, getting my want to level up. And then I checked my status. And this is what broke me. I realized that it didn't even go up 20%. After 30-ish minutes, it went up about 15%, and this was killing me. So after this, I decided, hey, I'm close to driving, so let me just finish driving. Now, I know you're not hearing a lot of me talk anymore compared to the earlier clips, because I was just silent. I didn't want to commentate. I didn't want to say nothing. I was just watching South Park, dying inside, and realizing how much longer I had to go through. Oh my gosh, fuck yes, driving's done. Oh, we're about how many? What's 6:30 plus 28? We're about 7 hours in. And we have stamina, more than halfway done. Shooting, not even on the second bar. Strength finished, stealth finished, flight is about halfway done, driving and lung capacity halfway done. Oh my gosh. Strength, stealth, lung capacity, flying ain't done, but driving's done. So with that, now we got stamina, shooting, and flying. I think I'm going to say flying for last. Oh, I'm so fucking tired. I want this to be done. It is... Started this at 9. It's 1:30 right now. Oh my gosh. Happy 4th of July to you fuckers. I'm in pain. So after driving, of course, I went right back to shooting. Now, before anyone says anything in the comments about the wanted level, it did occur to my mind that I could just go in the time to get away mission and shoot people to get my shooting up. So that is exactly what I did before realizing that I prefer the shooting range, and I went right back to the shooting range. You know, now thinking about it, the amount of people I've killed in these 7 hours will make me like a global threat. I've probably killed like half of the US population right now. Definitely more than like a lot of states. With how much I'm just spraying and praying and mowing people down. Me quietly, stealthily karate chopping the back of their necks, and also running up and just beating their heads out and stomping the shit out of them. So after doing the shooting range for yet about another hour, I finally got shooting up to 80%. And the shooting range is an absolute nightmare. I had to do about 90, double that because in order to complete one challenge, it takes 2. So I did about 180, probably even more target grids. And it was a nightmare. I was breaking down at this point. It was about like 3 a.m. I could not stay awake any longer. So after getting shooting 80%, I immediately went to flying. I was just so tired, so over it. I just needed to do something brain numbing. And I completely failed at flying. And this is when I just gave up. I was so over it. 9 hours in, I was falling asleep at my desk. So I just called it quits for the day. And I'm going to add about 9 hours to the end time. All right, day 2. I actually felt pretty good about this. I was so ready to get this done and everything that I spent 15 minutes just trying to steal a jet. I started off with flying, but then I realized it wasn't going to work out because I failed horribly. And so I went back to the airport and I grabbed a Titan. And I figured out the most effective method for flying. Landing and taking off. That's all I had to do. So I just sat there going in circles until I finally got it done. Yes! Yes! Fuck yes. It took an hour, but we're done with flying. Holy shit. I'm done with this. I'm finally free. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, shooting's done. All right, one more. All right, so here we are. Stamina, the last out of the 7, the final home stretch. I was saving this one for last because I just wanted to run on the beach and finish this out, and it was a nice, beautiful sunset. It couldn't have been even better. And when I finished this, it felt like the best and worst feeling ever to know that I spent about 13 hours just doing this for no reason. If you want to know what you get out of it, you get 2 levels, or at least I got 2 levels, and about $200,000, and that is probably from flight school. So, there we go. Oh my gosh. Maxed out every stat. Stamina, max. Shooting, max. Strength, max. Stealth, max. Flying, max. Driving, max. Lung capacity, max. All 7 stats maxed. Now, while this epic music plays in the background and I stare at the nice, beautiful ocean, I think there's a lesson to be learned in all this. Never do this fucking challenge. It took me 12 hours, 12 to 13 hours of pointless running, hitting, sneaking, and shooting for nothing. I'm going to delete this character. Like, right after I stop recording, this character is going to get fucking deleted. So, at the end of this, what I'm saying, don't fucking do this challenge. Oh, also, just in case you're wondering, this is my final time.